Hey guys, it is John C. Morley here, serial entrepreneur, coming at you tonight. Well, actually, it's in the morning of September 25th, but this is actually for September 24th. A little bit delayed. You guys may or may not know that tonight was my 30-year high school reunion, so was having some fun with some of my friends, and time really does fly. It was a great evening, great event. And so let's get into tonight. So if you are new to IFWL, you're going to see a QR code at the top right-hand corner of your screen. Just take your phone, use your phone app, point to that QR code. That QR code will bounce you over to my link tree. If you have any problems getting there, just go to Believe, Believe, me, achieve.com. You'll be able to check out John's Daily National Day Video, JCM Academy TikTok, John C. Morley Serial Entrepreneur channel, Inspirations for Your Life, which is the show, JCM Academy Business Coaching and Vision Networking, Science Fries with John, How to Network, J-More Connection. And there is just so much more there that you're going to want to check out to improve the quality of your life and everyone else that you care so much about. If you are coming back, welcome back, my friends, colleagues, and wonderful associates. Really do appreciate you from the bottom of my heart, truly. So thank you for popping in, and I hope some of the new people will become loyal just like you have been. You know how we do this, ladies and gentlemen. We start on Saturday with a new master topic. We roll through the entire weekend into Friday with that brand new master topic. What is that master topic, John? I thought you'd never ask me. Last week we talked about how to make it a habit. We're going to talk this week about how to break that habit, series episode number 1. So why would we want to break a habit? Let's talk about that. Well, maybe the habit was formed by maybe your loved ones, friends, or even strangers that had an influence on you that impacted your life. And you're like, I got to get this out. I need to stop this behavior. But you have to first figure out where the behavior is right now and then how to change it. So that's why we want to remove a habit, right? We said that habits are here because our brain is lazy and it wants to be able to do things quickly and efficiently. And if we have them as habits, it doesn't have to use as much brain power, right, to be able to do that. All right. So let's talk about this. How to break a habit. All right. So you might say avoid tempting situations. You can replace unhealthy behaviors with healthy ones, prepare mentally, get support, reward yourself for small steps. These are all great things. But in order to break a habit, the first thing you have to understand is that you have to realize that there's something in your life that you don't like and that you want to change. Okay? It's not a time to become judgmental about anything. It's just saying, hey, this is what's happening and I want to change my life. Great. So now that you made the decision to change your life, how do you change your life? Well, let's say, for example, I don't know, you like jelly beans and you're eating too many jelly beans each day of your life. How do you change that? Can you quit cold turkey and just stop eating jelly beans? Probably not. So let's say, I don't know, you go through a lot of jelly beans. So let's start out by saying, look, these are the jelly beans you're eating. Let's cut back your jelly bean intake by 50%. Okay? Do that for a few days. See how that works. Then try cutting that back again by 50% the next week and see how that works. Now, when you get down to the point where you've got only a few jelly beans left, it's like, oh, okay, it's easy. Why don't you do something else instead of the jelly bean? Maybe there might be a fruit bar or something else you want, or a piece of fruit, because I do know that your mouth wants to chew on something, right? So why not do that? But again, we talked about breaking a habit is very similar to making a habit, right? So how long does it take to break a habit? Well, it could take 21 days to break a habit, according to major psychologists. It may take approximately 21 days of conscious and consistent effort to remove that habit and actually create a new one. However, according to many studies from the University College in London, the time it takes to break a new habit, and I quote, isn't as clear cut as 21 days because some people will need more time, like up to 12 weeks. And the average time it takes for a new habit to stick is actually 66 days. Does that mean it's going to be 66 days? No, it could be 90. It could be 120, 180. It could be 200. It could be 365, right? This is just a basis. So what we're really doing is we're trying to remove something in your life and put something else in its place. However, you can't just expect it to be like turning on a light switch or changing one of your bulbs from one color to another. I mean, you can't expect that. You really can't. So the reason that habits don't break is because they're wired. Okay? The brain is wired together. Hmm. So to break a habit, some people say it can take from 18 to 254 days. I'm telling you, it could take up to 365 days, right? So you have to identify what triggers your behavior. You can alter the environment, find somebody who can be accountable for you, and even use a reward system when you actually start to take steps in the positive direction that are away from that bad habit. These are some unique things you can do. But breaking a bad habit is something that doesn't just happen by you making the choice. As we said, your brain is a little bit lazy. And when it can, the brain wires thoughts and emotions or behaviors into circuits deep below the surface where they become automated habits, allowing your brain to work, as we said before, on autopilot. So if we know what triggers a habit, and if we're conscious of that, and we avoid that trigger, that's probably going to help us reduce the firing of us wanting to do the habit. For example, let's say you're eating a lot of food, a lot of sweets, and you want to cut down the sweets. First thing you can do is notice that when you get that craving and you have to eat something, well, why don't you go grab a tablespoon of peanut butter and put that in your mouth and then have some water. And you'll find that the peanut butter satisfies the craving and your body's not going to be hungry for anything. That's a cool little trick, right? Now, the other thing that happens is you might say, gee, John, I don't want to eat lots of sweets and desserts, but I still want to have something sometime. So again, you can log your food, you can have that ice cream cone, but just know, what does it cost you? Enjoy that ice cream cone to the fullest. Don't rush it. Enjoy it to the fullest, because that ice cream cone has calories. And so you should enjoy that ice cream cone as much as you can, right? It's not going to make the calories go any higher by you savoring. Absolutely not. So breaking a bad habit, first we have to do is we have to realize that we have a habit that we want to change. Once we have understood that there's a habit we want to change, now we have to be conscious of the triggers or cues that cause that action to fire. So in the case of, I don't know, let's say it's eating sweets at night. You might say, okay, I can have the peanut butter, right? Maybe you're going to have a cookie. So have one cookie and then tell yourself, this is all I need. I just have one cookie. I can have one cookie and I'm going to be satisfied. And that will work after time. It will work to keep you satisfied. So breaking a bad habit could be something as simple, people that maybe pull up their socks all the time when they're younger. And that could be really annoying. How do you stop that habit? Well, you have to put a little bit of mental thought into that. And I think when you take small steps in breaking a bad habit, it starts to show you that it's working. That makes sense? So if you're aware of what's happening, the first step is you have to be aware. So you find the triggers and notice when you do, how this affects your habits. Focus on what triggers them and now be aware of what will trigger them so that you can back away before that would happen. So, how do you change a bad habit into a good habit? We first make our habits and then our habits make us. Pretty straightforward, right? So, when we're aware of what's going on, you actually take certain steps to elicit that behavior, whether it's smoking, whether it's eating. The food didn't just get in your mouth by magic. You had to take steps. So we have to start to understand that we need to become conscious and take our body off autopilot when it's coming to that particular set of actions. Like, well, wait a minute, why am I doing this? Why am I going to the fridge? Why am I lighting up a cigarette? Why am I doing this? Okay. And get rid of the habit. Okay. So it could be something as simple as maybe you're a smoker and you need to be chewing on something. So I don't say to do tobacco, but maybe you can have gum and you could chew on the gum. So if then scenarios are one of the most powerful tools for resisting triggers. If I'm tempted to, I don't know, let's say eat late at night, then I will have 1 spoon of peanut butter and water. Because see, your body doesn't really want to wrestle and fight with how strong your willpower is. Research has shown us that we'll perform dramatically better when we already have an established if-then plan. If I don't know the answers to the test 2 days before the exam, then I'm going to call some of my friends and we're going to have a study party. You see, realize that it can be baby steps. If you try to make everything, these big, gigantic steps, that's a problem. Willpower is not going to get you to break your habit. I'm sorry. Self-control is one of the biggest myths about habit change. Manipulate your environment so you don't have to exert self-control. Get rid of the donuts. Hide the liquor, right? Don't have it there to even tempt you. And that's very powerful. If you can make good habits take 20 seconds less time to perform and bad habits 20 seconds longer, you'll probably see bigger changes in your life. For example, if it takes you a minute to get your dessert ready to eat, but you could have a piece of fruit in 30 seconds, probably going to want the fruit. Don't give up. Take an average anywhere, as I was telling you, about 66 days to get that new skill. Approximately 8 weeks. So hang in there. Get someone to keep you accountable for your actions. And then also set up a reward system whereby if you're breaking that habit, then I get to do something else. Don't cheat, but also don't push yourself into a closet where you're saying you have to break the whole habit tomorrow. You don't need to break the whole habit tomorrow. What you need to do is take baby steps that are consistent so you can gradually move away from that habit and become aware of the motor actions that you're causing with your body to cause that behavior and take the actions which would elicit the same behavior you've had in the past. So think of it like this. If you have a machine that's on automatic, right? And you suddenly take the machine out of automatic and you have to go through the steps manually, well, there's a lot more to think about. If you could say, okay, look, I don't want to do this automatically anymore. I want to be conscious of every behavior. Okay, I want to eat. I need to walk near the fridge. I need to walk to the fridge. I need to open the fridge. Okay, I've opened the fridge. Now I need to find something. What do I want to find? I want to find something healthy for me to eat, not something that's bad for me. And then log your food. So there's a lot of things you could do, but you have to be conscious. The more conscious you are, the more of the behavior is not going to be automatic. I think that's the coolest thing to share with you. Ladies and gentlemen, I am John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur. It's been a privilege, been a pleasure, been an honor to be with you again this wonderful evening, which is actually this morning on Sunday morning. So I want to thank you so much for joining me tonight or early this morning for IFYL and how to break that habit. We have a whole bunch more coming, so definitely stay tuned. Of course, I'd really appreciate if you'd like, love, and support my channel. Comment below. How do you break a habit? And what habit do you want to break? Tag your friends, colleagues, and associates. Share this out with everyone you know on social media. And then be sure to go ahead and, yes, visit my YouTube channel, John Space E Space M-O-R-L-E Y Space Serial Entrepreneur. And look for the key phrase, help keep our content free. And make the choice, ladies and gentlemen, tonight, this morning, to buy my Team and I a savory slice of watermelon, a refreshing cold pop, or a nice, cool vanilla and chocolate soft cone. Either way, we'll be grateful with those pennies and dollars, and we'll invest into hardware, new technology, new equipment, new software, even new facilities to give you the most jaw-dropping, motivational content to empower you to take the changes to have a better life if you really want to. The first habit, ladies and gentlemen, that you need to break is to stop telling yourself you can't do it. So I want you to change the words I can't with I may not be able to do it today, but I can do this first. That'll help you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you have a great rest of the night, rest of the morning, and I'll see you later tonight with a whole new episode that I know will get you very excited to learn about how to break that habit. So let's not complain about the habits. Let's do something about them. Let's break them, and let's create a better life for you and those you care so much about. Have a wonderful night, everyone.